This video is brought to you in partnership with GamerSupps. Use code Jazzy for 10% off your next order. How do, folks? Now, for those of you that don't know, I myself am a Yorkshireman, and you may be asking, why? Who asked? I didn't ask that, who cares? But me being a Yorkshireman is a good thing because it makes me the perfect person to play today's game. And I think this game has to be one of the funny and most bizarre experiences I've ever had in my life. And the game in question, of course, is... For this game, I just simply have to waste time and help the people around Barnsworth whilst I'm waiting for a meeting with the mayor. And I can't exactly explain what makes this game so crazy, but I can show why.
Tiny Tums, tiny pies. You simply won't get tinier.
Beans, not quite peas, not quite beans, but something special in betweens.
Yeah, he's in hospital, on life support. What happened? He was on his motorbike, going proper fast, and then he remembered he had you, and he drove off a bridge. You're a proper bitch, you, Kerry!
So let's get to one of the most bizarre gaming experiences of 2024, if dare I say, ever, and get to every single achievement that thank goodness you're here has. So, without further ado, welcome to the achievement grind. The game begins with a collection of adverts. Now, it turns out that this is just the trailer for the lovely Yorkshire town of Barnsworth. We play as this tiny lemon-headed gentleman and we're a travelling salesman. We have a meeting with the mayor, but he isn't ready for us yet. So instead, we decide to have a wander around the town to see what Barnsworth has to offer. And trust me folks, it has more to offer than you could possibly imagine. But when we leave the office and take in the sights, we get on the board with Visit Barnsworth. With that, we immediately go and start slapping all of the surrounding objects, which is one of the only things you can do in this game. You slap or you jump, and sometimes a combination of them both. But it doesn't take long to find somebody in need who utters the words we needed to hear most.
Thank goodness you're here. Perhaps you might see about sourcing some lubrication, that I might slip free.
Well, there's our first quest, lubrication. Before we can help Charlie too quickly though, we meet some more of the locals. Meg, who sells us deliciously buttery goods, and Nick's Bricks, who makes the finest bricks in all the land. Now honestly folks, it pains me to say that I can't show every joke and person in this game. It is truly packed full of hilarity. But don't worry, because you can always head on over to the brand new second channel, More Jazzy, where I will be uploading VODs of the achievement grind, special one-up videos, and much more as well. And you can catch the very first part of this playthrough for thank goodness you're here right now. So feel free to go on and subscribe. But after slapping some more locals, we head to the local public house and help with a small barrel situation. The way out though may seem a little bit more confusing than you expect, as due to our size we have a lovely swim through the intake pipe and come out in a fresh pint ready to crack back on with the day. But with the locksmith opening Meg's buttery goods, we finally get our hands on something that can help Charlie perfectly, and it's a good old buttery nub. All lubed up, Charlie may be saved.
Rightio, chaps. Ready for one last tug-tuggaroo? Grab a hold of my forum. On my mark. 3, 2, 1. Oh! What's this? 'Twas nary a tuppence. 'Twas a threepence!
Yeah, this is the sort of game we're dealing with, and personally, I am all for it. Plus, I seem to be one of the few that understands the language of Yorkshire perfectly. With that, our first task is complete, and we unlock the next achievement with In for a Penny. To celebrate our first task, we decide to, well, slap somebody already down for the count. We simply and slowly help him into the recovery position, and unlock Sick as a Fig. Now, the way this game works is that you slowly make your way around the map in a circle. Each time you revisit a location, some things will have changed and there may be more bizarre adventures ahead. So we leave through a delicate pipe system and make our way into the local chippy. It turns out the fryer is on the fritz and the repairman has had all of his tools nicked. So our next task is to find all of the missing items and bring them back here. This will take a couple of map rotations though, so more on this later. In this new little area, I begin slapping everything in sight. Fences, doors, mice and the people. That is until we find a shop in need of help. So we walk into Price Shaggers and meet Kerry. Since the middle aisle is a right state, we decide to clean it up by making everything worse. Sod your beans and cheese in a bag by destroying all of this, stacking the shelves. We also unlock a fine mess. With another load of work done, we continue our trek throughout the city, still meeting new and phenomenal humans.
Council says we've got to get these dogs buried by end of day.
That's just what we call laying pipes, which is what we call shagging. And I'm not even talking about the man who is far too comfortable shoving his sausages through a small hole in the fence to show us. The next person we meet is without question the most accurate UK person I think I've ever seen in all of media.
What have we got here then? A toad and the owl. Don't worry, little fella. I'll pop you down the apples and pears in a jiffy.
I could really go for a toad in the hole, actually. It's good news though, folks, as we have found the first of Jasper's tools, stolen by this here fishmonger. We fix his stall and display all of the delicious smoked fish that he has, as well as give the spanner back, of course, before again moving on. For the next task, we give a sweet little old lady a wonderful companion, with a sentient sausage that stretches for miles and acts as the perfect dog to her. I guess. After a few more minutes, we have made our first complete rotation around the map and made it back to the court square. Here we see that Nick's Bricks business seems to be booming, and we offer more help by mowing the grass of the local park, as long as we don't kill any forms of sentient life whilst we're doing... Oh, never mind. Well, worth it in my eyes, as with that we unlock a lovely pair. Honestly, I think this game is going to make me say so many sentences I just never think I'd say in my life. And I'm not mad at it either. Things start to pick up speed here, as with all of the introductions out of the way, we're able to stick to the bazaar missions and seeing who else needs help. Now, Queso seems to be fine, I guess, but the same can't be said for the sentient mice living in the roof of Price Shaggers, as we find another of Jasper's missing tools here, so we steal it back and take our leave. During our slapping marathon, we also accidentally unlock another achievement as well for giving everyone's knocker a damn good banging. When done, Bobby Knocker is also ours. Now, remember when we unlocked the achievement for helping the locksmith into the recovery position? Well, we just need to do it again with Charlie, who seems to have gotten himself stuck. Actually, we just beat the peens out of the man until again another achievement unlocks with lights out. Sorry, Charlie, mate. Now, another main quest, if you can call it that, is for us to nip into Sam's Meat to grab a steak for Big Ron to use in his famously big pies. But the experience of getting it is another thing that I really can't even put into words, as the meat absorbs us, and once we've gone around the entire map and heard some of the most bizarre dialogue I've ever heard, we slap all of the meaty bits into one glorious pile, and when that pile gains sentience, we unlock final form. Honestly, I have no idea either, and I love it. With that, we emerge back at Big Ron's and pop the slice into the cooker, as well as the premium mixture, once Colin and Florence have stopped flirting. But something's wrong with the machine, as when we slap the hell out of it from within, we make the world's biggest pie that anybody has ever seen. And unfortunately, Tiny Tim and his tiny pies are not impressed.
Now, love, I know you've told me before, but why can't you just, well, you know, make your pies a bit bigger?
But who cares, as with that, we have enough for everyone. The next achievement comes only seconds later though, and since we are so slap happy, we also damage every single post box around the map. And of course, that is another achievement as well, with no post on Fuse days. Now, during all of this, we have been helping Matt Berry grow a devilishly large tomato, and the last ingredient we need is some fresh fertilizer, but there is an problem. When we nipped at Veg Shop, it appears the owner is having a meltdown over his comically large head. We dash around the shop until we are finally able to end this stalemate by showing him his own reflection.
Roses are red, violets are blue, Roger's got a big head and he's a massive bellend.
With that, we grab the fertilizer and dash before immediately meeting Brigadier Bean Tin. We hear his breath and we need to bring him beans or bring him death. Since there is a handy tin on the windowsill nearby, we decide to grant him beans. Once pushed, another unlock unlocks with the beans are on the windowsill. We still can't advance though, folks. Not until we find the Brigadier's 6 seagull lieutenants. So we begin the search, and once we find them, we slap them into submission. But that's not the only thing we slap, as around the map are rat choirs hiding in bins, and we find the last collection just nice, which gives us the rat pack. With the seagulls collected, we now make it back through the start once more. We decide to see how Nick's brick business is doing, and in fact, he is thriving. He's out of it, in fact. Now he's in the furniture business, but for running out of bricks, you guessed it, we unlock yet another achievement with Everything Must Go. With the fertilizer now acquired, the gardener is able to make his ultimate tomato. And again, this is just a cutscene I think you need to see for yourself.
My beautiful baby boy. And bigger than I thought.
Father? Father?
Cream of the crop. bother, you old chew stick. You nearly scared me soft. What can I do?
And yes, of course, Cream of the Crop unlocks as well. Genuinely one of the funniest games I've ever played. Like, I cannot stress how much this game appears to have been created just for me. I love it. Anyway, we still have plenty to do. Now, it's been a while, but we have found Jasper's last tools. His hammer at the bottom of the fishing river. So we deliver his final tool and get ready to head back to the chippy to meet him. And on the way, unlock another achievement as well, as apparently we find all of the woodland creatures in the game. With a comedy pairing of ducks, we unlock Friend of the Forest. But that's not all. Apparently, we have accidentally started the apocalypse of flowers, as the city begins to flourish with these little devils. We can't be having that, so we slap these flowers down one by one. And you'll be shocked and amazed to know that once the last has been destroyed, we get another achievement as well with green fingers. With that, we return to the chippy and help the plumber with flushing all of the rubbish out of the pipes. It succeeds, the fryer is fixed, and somehow that means that everything begins to burn as the city is full of hot fish batter. And with that, we're open for business. Alas though, folks, more people need our help, as we soon find a young man who is missing a crucial important to his morning cuppa, so we must help out as best we can. We find an appropriate cow, but she needs a chippy herself to get in the mood for a milk dispensing. But for that, we need to do another rotation, so more on that in a minute. We first meet another sleepy hero who is bedbound. After waking him up, he asks us to help him get his shopping in with his humongous and hilariously stretchy hand. We help him feel up and pop a couple of bags before carrying on. We still have people to help though, folks, as we meet the plumber again, who is trying to put the city back together, and we need to grab him some spirit level bubbles just so he can do that. Totally fine yet again. The next achievement is here though, and it involves something not very nice, unfortunately, as in one of the houses is a plate commemorating Lady Diana, but we recklessly abuse the pipe underneath, meaning that on this cycle the plate breaks and we devastate the owner, unlocking the people's princess. With that, we make it back into the chippy, but before she can give us some food to help the cow, we need to help chop some tatties up. But not before we let them have a lovely and final conversation with each other. And no, I'm not joking. These spuds have a quick chat, and again it unlocks us another wonderful achievement with tough tatties. The chips get fried and ready for the cow, and we even have a lucky pigeon who helps us deliver the product straight to the bovine's gullet. The chippies are good and give us an out of cow experience. Yep, no idea yet again what the hell is going on, but we decide to join in the milk bath.
No. Yes. Oh no. Yes.
Milk shy no more.
And, yeah, we unlock Milk Shy No More, and now I need therapy. To get over this chaos, we head to Price Shaggers once more to get some fresh spirit level bubbles. Ah, perfect, there they are. We grab one and take a lovely long float across the city. But folks, something magical happens. We've seen of a dodgy salesman around the parts that the police are after. When the bubble pops, we plummet on the floor and catch the git red-handed. We have managed to stop Bootleg Bill, and the town rejoices with our success, even if it gives him the perfect chance to get away, but we'll take the win when we can, as it gives us another achievement with Still at Large. Once again at the Price Shaggers, it's time to help the gent in bed with the large appendage get the soup that he's after. Now, extra wet isn't for him, neither is the meta stuff, however, the breakfast blend that's 40 years out of date, we'll take the lot. Time to get back to him. We take the same underground path that we have all game, only this time we apparently join a mole swingers club. Since we're alone, it falls through rather quickly, but it doesn't stop us from unlocking us mole supper. For the final time as well, we have to organise the fish merchant stall, and once again, folks, there is no way that I can comment on this, so yeah, just watch.
Reggie, wife could learn a thing or two.
Another achievement as well unlocks for that. After that, we also unlock another achievement for slapping somebody on the bottom a whole lot of times for cheek to cheek. Honestly, I don't think I have any comments left about this game anymore. Literally, it's perfect. The perfect game. But folks, we're pretty much getting close to the end now, so we can unlock a couple more achievements first. The next is for giving the policeman's box a damn good banging until he decides to show us a trick. He throws some eggs and we unlock the all one too, before doing probably the worst thing we have ever done in the game. Remember remember Nick's furniture business? Well, it turns out that that also has been doing really well, as the person living there now has nothing. Well, not nothing, he does have a can of beans that we also take away from him, and with that unlock Spill the Beans. Genuinely felt awful for doing that. Finally, to the man in bed, we pass him his delicious 40-year-old soup and unlock breakfast in bed. And again, just watch this for yourself, I can't anymore.
6 o'clock, it's really wrong.
Pop the ball. He's in our hole. Rush his head. He's nearly dead.
Squash that box and squash these two. Eat it up, it's good for you. Bang the nil-nil, please don't fuss.
It's better if you stay with us.
Milk the fish. In the hole.
Eat the sea.
Crash the ball.
Crash the tatty. Crash the bat. Flutterinos. Fix the glass.
Am I having a stroke? Yeah, with that, we finally had enough helping the town. Back in the office, we speak to the mayor and hear the words that we never want to hear again. Thank goodness you're here. The game ends and we unlock, thank goodness it's over. Folks, I don't think you need me to tell you what an experience this game is, and certainly not what I was expecting. But honestly, I think this is probably the funniest game that I've ever played. But we're not done yet, as we still have a couple of small achievements before we're fully wrapped up. So let's get this finished now. Firstly, we visit a lovely couple in their home. It's simple really, and the definitely is no context that I'm leaving out here. So yeah, we visit a home and unlock menage a trois for absolutely no reason. Anyway, moving on quickly. We stop at the pub a couple more times until we learn about Larry's favourite drinks and the importance of calling the Coast Guard during a stronk, giving us think fast. Next is to kill a bunch of snails that has infected the local garden. During the first playthrough, I accidentally missed one, so I rectified this immediately, unlocking Shell Shocked. The final achievement is one of patience and simplicity. We have to start the game again, and instead of leaving the office, we have to wait patiently for 15 minutes until the mayor is ready to see us. A simple challenge to end on, and one we easily complete, for patience is a virtue. And with that, one of the most bizarre, confusing and funny games has been completed. Honestly, it was such a bittersweet moment, as I truly had a blast with this. But how do I really feel about it? Well, let's find out, as for now, the grind is over. Thank goodness you're here. Yeah, I don't think anybody saw this game coming at all, but what an incredible experience it actually is that I don't think I've ever had in gaming before. Now, I may be biased of course because this game is full of British and specifically Yorkshire humour, so I noticed and understood everything and I loved it. This truly is a joy to go through, and I am more than sure that you'll have a great time here even if you're not from the UK or Yorkshire, so don't let this stop you from potentially picking it up. I genuinely don't have a single complaint about this game at all. It was perfect to me. So let's just get to the stats. For thank goodness you're here, it took us just over 5 hours to grind all 32 achievements that come with the game, meaning that we unlocked an achievement on average every 9.6 minutes. My rating of the game is going to be an extraordinarily biased, but properly well-deserved 10 out of 10. This game, for what it is an absolute masterpiece. Now, of course, I think I'm the absolute specific target audience for this, but that doesn't take away from how much fun this game is. And even if you're not from Yorkshire or from the UK, you will still have a wonderful time with this game. The difficulty, on the other hand, though, I'm only going to be giving it a 1. I mean, it took us 5 hours to get through. It is not a difficult game at all, which means that most of you should probably have this wrapped up in 1 or 2 sessions at the absolute most. Which makes picking the hardest achievement quite tricky considering how easy they all are, but I am going to give it to waiting in the reception for 15 minutes as it's 15 minutes of nothing, so I guess that one if I had to say. But there we go folks, another hilariously questionable achievement grind, but I really do appreciate you all watching, and if you want to see my actual playthrough of this game, feel free to swing on over to YORKSHIREMAN to see just that, and a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to be making for the second channel soon. So make sure you go over there, watch that and subscribe there as well, I'd really appreciate it. And of course, if I can convince you to do all of that, I may be able to convince you to swing by the Twitch as well, where we go for the achievement grinds live. Chaos, fun, suffering are always aplenty in the live stream, so it would be lovely to have you join in. But folks, there we go. Thank you all so much for watching. I've already talked for far too long today as it is, so I shall see all of you wonderful folks next Sunday for the next achievement grind. Until then though, have a fantastic week and yeah, take care. Bye bye for now.